ETHOS, ethos.com/play.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Ball into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy!
Light him up, Colin!
It's a Wednesday midweek edition of Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. Good evening, early afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo. We are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X at ESPN West Palm and ESPN South Florida. If you go check out the stream, Mike and I, we're on a yacht. Is this a yacht? This is a yacht, right?
It's a yacht.
I don't speak boat.
Colin, it's a yacht, and you want to know something, brother? I am comfy. I am
You
very
like boat. You're a boat guy.
big boat guy.
You're a boat guy.
Big boat guy.
So we're on a boat, and courtesy of the Fort Lauderdale, yacht sales and everything like that. And all these people, let me just say this. Mike and I walked around the yacht show that is going on, the boat show that's going on down in Fort Lauderdale. And basically all I'm seeing is boat after boat after boat after boat that I would always be under the impression only billionaires had. And you check these price tags, and dare I say, boats are cheap.
Colin thought the biggest boat here was $300 million.
So we're at
I said, brother, no one would have a boat. No one would have a yacht if they were all $300 million.
So we're broadcasting live. We're at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show with Autograph Yacht Group and Las Olas Marina aboard a beautiful 2024 Azimut S7 listed by Reed Berg. So that's what we got. That's all I got for you there. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. Got you for the next 2 hours today. Got a lot of baseball to talk about. Crucial Game 5 tonight between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. We got the Miami Dolphins. Got the Baltimore Ravens coming into town. And you're right. We were walking on this. We're at the Las Olas Marina, and we're walking down, seeing these boats. I'm like, Mike, that's a $200 million boat. That's a $150 million boat. And I was sure of it. I was confident. That's a $150 million boat. I mean, it was a 4-story boat. And Mike and I are sitting there, and all of a sudden we get a courtesy of Andrew of Autograph Yacht Club. We get a Autograph Yacht Group. We get a walk around. He gives us a little tour. All right, here's this, here's that. This is this type of boat. That's that type of boat. He speaks boat. I don't speak boat. And he's telling us, I'm like, all right, how much is that boat? He goes, 2-1.
Yeah.
2-1 what? 21?
2.1, kid.
2.1. 2.1 million. That's a 4-story boat.
Right.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Or you own it?
Yeah, so I told you my Uncle Mark got a boat from here last year.
I was always under the impression that boats are like these types of boats.
Yeah.
Yachts are for like
now, I did
hundreds of millions of dollars worth.
Now, the one they're trying to sell, that's like one of the show boats up there, as I call them, I did not know that was – I thought that was going to be more. I thought that was more like kind of 50-ish. It was $28 million. So, I like it. Colin, a little out of our price range, to say the least. A little out of our price range. But this is, I'll tell you what, we are living in luxury right now, and I am very comfy aboard this very, very comfy vessel at the Fort Lauderdale boat show. And then the tour, Tom Brady did some stuff with the autograph. Tua bought a boat from their Miami show a couple of times ago as well. So autograph is they do a lot of boat stuff with a lot of athletes as well. I found that fascinating as well.
I'm not a boat person. I didn't grow up around boats, even though I grew up in the Northeast. I have friends. See, the key to boat life
is to have a friend who has a boat.
You need to know somebody who's into boats. You don't want to be the guy who's into boats. You got to be the guy who has a best friend who, family relation, they share a boat with somebody, they have a boat that you could go out on and not have to worry about all the nonsense that comes with owning a boat. Mm-hmm. Because owning a boat means that you got to make sure the maintenance. We just got a rundown, from
Mr. Burke.
Yeah, Mr. Burke, who runs Autograph Yacht Group. He's got to run down his life story. He was a mechanic before this, and boy, these boats, they break down, and then all of a sudden you need a mechanic, and only certain types of mechanics can look at these engines, and you need to fly a guy in because it's like having a barber, and you only want to have a specific guy take a look.
Mr. Burke was known as Dr. Diesel.
He was Dr. Diesel,
literally,
which was bizarre because what they would do is they would fly in Dr. Diesel as a mechanic across the world.
I mean, he was in Egypt.
To go check out the engine of the boat. And he goes in, living loud. And these are, multimillionaires that are sending Mr. Burke out. Mr. Burke runs Autograph Yacht Group. So I've learned a lot. This is not something I'm necessarily. I don't know this stuff. I really don't. I didn't grow up in a boat family. I don't know. Nobody in my family has a boat, and I always thought boats are hundreds of millions of dollars. Turns out they're only a couple million.
Kyle, we know Dave Roberts should have took out Shohei Ohtani in the 7th inning. They know how to fix the heart of a boat, which is the engine. That's that's our language.
Are you going to be a boat guy? If and when you get is that going to be an investment? Because I feel like when you own a boat, you need to make a couple of decisions. You need to, instead of getting a second property, if you could afford it, instead of getting a second property if you could afford it, instead of investing in a car or a motorcycle or a collector's thing, a lot of people do boats.
It'll have to make sense. I'd have to. We're still young. I mean, geez,
Just saying.
It's
a goal of a lot of people.
It's not necessarily a goal. It's something that if I could, number one, afford, which right now, folks, I'm a little priced out. Number two, like location. Like, Kyle, if I live down here, big house, picket fence, family, sure, I could be the boat guy. I could have the boat, and I could deal with the boat. If I'm living somewhere else, like if I'm living in Cleveland, Ohio, where I grew up, no, I do not want a boat to drive on Lake Erie and Sandusky. Absolutely not. But if I'm down here in South Florida, in the beautiful Atlantic Ocean in Fort Lauderdale and or West Palm, absolutely. If I could afford it and I could do it, I will do a boat. Just because I told you my Uncle Mark's a boat guy, my cousin Mikey, they're boat people. And it's rubbing off on me a little bit. But you want to know what I learned about boats? Expensive on the upkeep. It just has, Dr. Diesel, Mr. Burke, our guy, all right? He made a living off of fixing people's boats, okay? Made a living off of it, made companies out of it. So
yeah,
it's
Burke,
expensive.
And one thing he told us, too, Mike Burke, who, runs Autograph Yacht Group, he said that the average, lifespan of guys who buy a specific boat, the amount of time they hold on to this boat, because apparently they depreciate fast. This is all apparently, because I don't know this stuff. But the average, for guys who go down to the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show, buy a boat, the average kind of lifespan they have that specific boat before they sell it again or try to flip it, trade it, is 28 months.
Yeah.
28 months. So you're looking at a little over 2 years, 2.5 years for these guys to keep their boats. And I was dumbfounded by that because I figure if you're going to get a boat.
It's like a lifetime investment
kind
of thing.
There's your boat. That's your boat.
No.
That's like your house. All right.
No, but then you get upset when your buddy gets a bigger boat. That's when you.
See, that's where it's
That's
stupid.
when you have real money.
That's where it's stupid.
But Kyle, that's where you have real money where
that's a waste of time.
You're retired and you did well for yourself. That's where you could have the luxury.
If I got a boat like this, when am I going to meet up with the other boat? You know what I mean? Like this is my. I don't need.
But you're going to sell this boat to one up your buddy. You're going to sell this boat and take more money out to get the new boat that's going to one up your buddy. And you're going to pull up at the dock and go, look at me now. And then he, in 6 months, is going to one up you. And then you're just in this never-ending cycle of competing with each other.
That's a waste of time.
For you.
That's
a waste of time. That's a waste of time for you.
Let's get all the buddies onto one boat, and then we could switch off. Oh, you got a nice boat. We'll go on your boat this day. We'll go on my boat the other day. Maybe we'll do this. Maybe we can meet up somewhere. Who knows? If I'm not going to sell a 75-foot yacht because it's 8 feet too short comparatively to Joe down the street, that would be a waste of time.
It's not down the street, Kyle. It's what's yacht.
If you're going to get a boat, that should be your baby. That should be a 10-year thing. Unless if it breaks down, it's like a car. It's like a car. You're not getting a new car every 2 years.
Some people do, Kyle.
Yeah.
People do get new cars every 2 years. The new model comes out. You want to upgrade. Some people like the old retros, right? Kyle, what did we see here? We saw new boats. We saw some ladies who have some style. We saw some old boats who still have some style left, the retro boats out here. There's a boat for everybody at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show, as we learned through the Autograph Group, okay? There's a boat for everybody.
I saw a boat over there. It's about 4 stories high. It's 4 stories.
Yeah, $28 million. You thought it was $400 million.
The one next to it.
You thought that boat was $400 million.
Hold on. That one I did think it was $400 million. There's one next to it. There's a white boat over here, and it's 4 stories.
It's unbelievable.
They have pool chairs on the top. They have pool chairs on the top of the boat It's like a $4 million
Dude,
boat.
did you
It's
see,
a $4 million boat.
So once again, Andrew from
it's a country club that floats.
Yep.
That's what it is.
So we've talked to a couple. We've talked to Reed Burke, who's right now brokering.
broker of this boat.
He's brokering
The
this vessel.
to the
The
S7.
Azimut. You're going to have to get pronunciation from Reed. But
You think that's right pronunciation?
It's not right pronunciation, but it's okay. what I'm saying is there are all kinds of boats. The one that I liked, and I forgot to ask Andrew how much it is. Dude, remember the hot tub right in the middle?
I don't like that.
Why?
I don't like that. It looked murky. Did you not look at it? It looked murky.
But that's the look. That's the hot tub. That's the look of the hot tub. That's the granite at the bottom showing off the water.
Have we seen any with helipads? I don't think we have.
I
I heard if you go, we got to walk further down to the super yacht area.
And what happened? We couldn't go to the super yacht area because you want to know why? We couldn't go over there because they were changing the. Remember, they started moving the decks. Guys, you got to get down here. You got to get down here to the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. I mean, they were moving the road. It's a dock, folks, but they were moving the dock, and we couldn't head over to the super yachts. But Kyle, you go over there. I'm sure you're going to see a helicopter on one of those things. Now, maybe those are $200 million.
All right, so
maybe those are the $200 million boats that you're talking about.
I remember reading into this one time, and this is a thing. This is a thing, and people get upset if you get this wrong. So you think yacht. I think yacht. I see big boat, right? That's a yacht. There are big size distinctions, words, that they do it. And for the luxury models and the sizes, here's how they do it. Because I remember reading into this a couple months ago, and I just looked it up.
You were fascinated by it.
Yacht is, I think, what we're on. It's a recreational vessel, 40 to 80 feet, right?
Yeah, this is definitely that.
40 to 80 feet. After that, super yacht. All right, super yacht is anything that is a yacht that is over 80 feet. Some industry professionals place the lower limit at 100 feet. All right, so it's a 100-foot boat. A 100-foot boat is a super yacht. And it has more luxurious accommodations. They got decks, water toys, a professional crew, multiple cabins, high-level comfort and service. All right, we're not done. Mega yacht. A mega yacht starts at 200 feet long.
Tua bought a 100-foot vessel at the Miami show.
Okay.
Yeah, so he did not get his super yacht. How about that? I bet you if you told Tua you didn't get his super yacht, he'd sell the 100-footer to go get the super yacht.
A super yacht is an 100-footer.
Okay,
that's lower limit. That's a lower limit super yacht. Depends on what.
Do me a favor and go, Tua. You bought a lower limit super yacht?
Yeah. What do you need? Do you need a notary to determine whether this is a? I don't know. So there's a mega yacht. Mega yachts start at 200 feet.
Okay. 200
feet, and may extend well beyond that. They have lavish interiors, rival 5-star hotels on the interiors. They have multiple swimming pools, helipads, gyms, spas, cinemas, and beach clubs. It's a cruise ship.
Yeah.
A large crew is required to do it. It's the ultra elite for long-range cruising and personalized luxury travel. Mike, I'm not done. The Giga Yacht.
Giga?
Giga Yacht. It's a gigabyte, terabyte.
Yeah.
Gigabyte.
Okay.
Giga Yacht. Giga Yacht, a rare category reserved for the largest private vessels starting 300 feet, a football field in length.
Wow.
That's a cruise ship. A pinnacle of luxury, size, and engineering. Floating palaces are highly customized and can feature submarines, art galleries. This is the Google AI that I'm working with, so I don't know about the submarines.
I mean, it sounds like the yacht that I own in Grand Theft Auto 5 online play. You know, it's got your sub, it's got your helicopter, it's got the whole thing.
Giga Yacht.
Yeah.
So if you call somebody's mega yacht a giga yacht, or more importantly, if you call somebody's giga yacht a mega yacht, they're going to get pissed off.
Of course. Oh, you only got a mega yacht? Well, take a look at this giga.
I don't know.
Yeah.
This is a little much.
I like it. I love boat jargon, and I'm pumped to be here. I love that tour.
The tour was great. I learned a lot.
Amazing.
I learned a lot.
The tour
I'm just not a boat person. I understand if I'm going to get a boat, and I don't know if I ever will. I don't think I will. But if I'm ever going to get a boat.
You'd get this. You wouldn't want
boat?
this? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to. The thing is, I don't know how to drive a boat. Isn't the big problem with boats these days is once COVID happened, everybody started getting boats.
I didn't hear this. You and Reed were talking about this.
Yeah, so
I didn't hear this.
I know this is a huge thing in the Northeast. So when COVID happened and everybody flooded out of New York City specifically, they went to, I don't know, Long Island Sound. They went to Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket.
Okay.
They went to Cape Cod.
And they just hopped out.
And they got boats, and they're not adequately prepared to drive said boats. So that was a major problem. I know for a fact in the Northeast that they call them like the COVID boaters.
Okay.
And they don't know what they're doing, and they screw these boats up. They mess up the harbors. They're basically a nuisance. They're like a flea to the other boaters.
Jeez.
Yeah. So I don't know. I've heard that's a thing. Maybe I'm wrong. 888-760-3776. If you're a COVID boater or you hate COVID boaters, let us know.
Or even if you have a vessel,
Yeah.
if you'd
You
enjoy
have a vessel,
boating.
just sell me on owning a boat. I feel like this is a lot of upkeep. I feel like this is, you need to have a crew, a yacht. I mean, granted, we're not there yet. Let's put it that way. But if you're going to have a boat, you need to have upkeep. You need somewhere to store it. You need to make sure it's in a harbor at all times. You need to understand how much gas probably goes into something like this.
Maintenance is a big thing, too.
Maintenance. Now, if you're going to get a big boat, I think you need to downsize in other departments. You don't need a nice car. You don't probably need a big or nice house.
I don't know, Kyle.
Maybe you could afford both.
People who have this kind of money, brother, they got everything.
Mike,
they got
this
it
boat,
all.
boat's $2 million. It's the same. Somebody gets a high-end, a nice house. That's
But
their
what
thing.
did
That's
Andrew?
their ultimate.
What did Andrew tell us? They $30,000 a month. They pay $30,000 a month over a speed. It's not like they're throwing $2 million on the table that day. There are installment plans. So that's how you keep the boat. You pay off the boat, and then that's when you sell it. Use the money that you got for selling your boat to go get a new boat. And then on the new boat,
It's like a trophy thing.
And then
This
on
is
the
like a
new
trophy-
boat, you
this
pay
is like
month
a-
by
thi-
month.
This is like a trophy system thing. 888-760-3776. Sell me on owning a boat. We're at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show, where Mike and I have basically seeing every yacht known to man. Super yacht, mega yacht, giga yacht, normal yacht, all these places. And these are the nicest boats you could possibly imagine. Actually a lot cheaper, inexpensive than I expected. I expected these boats to be, $150 million, $75 million. I am dead wrong. There's a boat that's 4 stories high with pool deck chairs on it.
Yep.
And it's a $4 million boat. What?
I want the one with the hot tub. I know you weren't a fan of the hot tub.
Would you
Me
get a
and
fishing?
my-
Are you a fisher?
No. So I'd rather have the hot tub. Me and my future sweetheart, go out in the middle of the Atlantic and just sit in the hot tub
You had a boat.
on a brisk 60-degree
Find a
night
girlfriend
in
pretty
January.
quick. Find a girlfriend pretty quick.
First, let's work on getting a boat then.
Is it the girlfriend, then the boat, or is the boat,
I don't
then the
know.
girlfriend?
It's like the chicken or the egg, right? How does that work?
I don't know. This is awesome to see. I've learned a whole lot about the boating world. It seems to be like a little, it's not a niche community, but it is a sub-community of South Florida specifically. A lot of these boats are all around the world.
Yeah.
I heard the Mediterranean is a very popular spot if you have a yacht.
Yep.
People go out to the Mediterranean because you could get to Italy, you could get to Croatia, you could get to Greece.
What I found fascinating, Dr. Diesel, or Mr. Burke, a.k.a. Dr. Diesel, who would fix these engines.
Mike Burke, who is the, runs
the
Autograph
president.
Yacht
He's a
Group.
president. He's a president of Autograph Yacht Group, and he basically said these millionaires would fly him to where they are, and the guy in Egypt owned a resort, so he'd be upstairs ordering room service, the whole thing, swimming in the pool
he
while
was the
working on the
mechanic
boat,
and he has to work on the boat.
And he explained how people are with their boats. It's like it's like their child. So this is a big deal. You're flying out Dr. Diesel to go fix your boat. It's a big deal.
Maybe I'll get one.
Let's work on getting the funds first. Let's work on getting. Listen. All right.
I'll come out of
I'm lucky to
retirement.
pay rent. I'm lucky to pay rent.
I'll come
let alone
out. Yeah,
30.
rent's doing 2
I'm
days.
lucky to pay rent right now. Let alone $30,000
Mike,
a month on
your
a vessel.
32nd birthday, your boat's gonna get out in the water for the first time.
Thanks for airing my age out. But no,
my bad.
no, you're. But yeah, I mean, geez, we got rent coming up at $30,000, brother. They throw me in the clink. I wouldn't be able to afford my bills.
You wouldn't. If I had a boat like this, I feel like you don't even need to have a place to live. You live on the boat.
Yeah.
This boat that we're sitting in right now, the Azimut S7, this is a
Dude, I
house.
told-
This is a houseboat.
We went, Uncle Mark. We go to the Bahamas in the boat. It's that.
Does it have his bedroom and everything?
Yeah, dude. It's
So
3 bedrooms.
you can live in there.
Yeah, 3 bedrooms.
You could live in that.
Of course, that's why I got my passport.
Well, you got screwed out of a trip because you didn't have your passport.
Of course, because I'm an idiot. I never been out of the country before that, but I got it now.
Have you
got the
been on a
pages.
Bahamas trip yet?
No, I remember I missed the last one because it was the start of
Are they
football
doing
season.
it- are they
that's
doing
when
it
I was.
again?
That's when I was sold the lie that I had to, couldn't take vacation days during football season. That's when I was sold that line.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Snake oil salesman.
Yeah.
All right. When's the next Bahamas trip?
I don't know. I got to talk to Uncle Mark, who is supposed to be at the boat show with my Auntie Laura and Uncle Jay. We're flying in from Cleveland tomorrow.
A lot of aunts and uncles. That's Mike Rizzo. Colin Russo, 888-760-3776. Are you a boat owner? If so, why? What would you do? Sell me on becoming a boater, because I feel like that's a certain type of person likes boating. They like the lifestyle. They like the game. They like the community. The most thing I'm fascinated by, people buy and sell boats and, upgrade just a little bit after 2 years, and they try to get a little bit,
It's like
a little bit bigger.
That's the best way I can put it to you. It's like the new model of a car coming out. My granny,
Like the iPhone. No, they treat it like the iPhone.
Yeah, but
It's like getting a new
Colin,
It's like getting a new phone.
I promise you, it's the same thing with cars.
Yeah, but
People upgrade cars. People who could afford to get the newest model of the car.
Some people collect cars, but I understand what you're saying. It's not like they're selling their Bugatti V1 to get their Bugatti V2.
Sure.
But you never know. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, 888-760-3776. Sell us on owning a boat. If you're a boat owner in the area, I want to know what the fuss is about. We're broadcasting live from the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show with Autograph Yacht Group at Las Olas Marina down here in Fort Lauderdale on this beautiful 2024 Azimut S7 that's listed by Reed Burke. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo. Damian Perez is back at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. We'll take a time out here. Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.8. First, I got to tell you, because Anajar and Levine, if you get into a boat accident, if you get into a car accident, if you fall down the stairs, my friends Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine at Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys, they are here to fight for you. They don't charge you unless you win. They work tirelessly to get you the maximum compensation that you deserve. They are the best in the business around. They're right here in Fort Lauderdale. Don't settle for just any attorney. Demand the best. Demand Anajar and Levine. Take that one phone call. Take back control of your life. Don't wait. Call for the free consultation now. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Take back control now with Anajar and Levine. We'll take a time out. Come back after this. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Wing Wednesday, brought to you by Hurricane Grill and Wings. 30 bold flavors, ice-cold beer, handcrafted cocktails. Your home for sports is Hurricane Grill and Wings. Find your spot at hurricanewings.com.
Hey guys, Mike Rizzo here. I know you're moving soon. Don't stress it. Call Good Greek for your total relocation solution. From packing and storage to local and long-distance moves, Spiro and his team at Good Greek Moving and Storage has you covered from start to finish. Trusted by families, businesses, and teams like the Heat and the Hurricanes for over 2 decades. Make your next move simple, safe, and stress-free.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, and it's time to play ball on ESPN 106.3. Tonight, it's Game 5 of the World Series. The Blue Jays and the Dodgers go head-to-head with everything on the line. Coverage starts at 7 right here on ESPN 106.3.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, The lawyers at Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
Go get started. Start your day with a victory over at F45 downtown West Palm Beach. It's functional style of lifting. So if you don't want to feel stiff, you don't want to necessarily feel immobile after you do a heavy lift, instead do the functional side. Do F45. It's 45-minute classes. You got 2 coaches on site making sure you're doing things properly. Loud music, a lot of fun, like-minded fitness individuals who like to show up for classes in the morning or in the evening. Get started today. Check out a studio near you online at F45 or go to F45 downtown West Palm Beach on Instagram to get more information today. Well, Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Aiden Hutchinson just signed a contract, and it wasn't as high as Micah Parsons. How about that? $45 million annually for his guarantee, but he's got the highest guaranteed money. Aiden Hutchinson, the pass rusher for the Detroit Lions, 4 years, $180 million. Not as much as Parsons, but definitely a well-deserved contract.
Yeah, I mean, those are the positions you pay. You pay the defensive ends. And now, Kyle, you and I kind of disagree with it, but you pay your star wide receiver. There are the premium positions that you pay, and obviously quarterback's number one on that list. If I had to choose, it's quarterback and the guy rushing the quarterback. So I have no problem with Aiden making that money. Very good player, even after coming off that injury. Remember he got injured, what was that, last year, a few years back?
Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah, last year. And coming off that injury, he's still playing well on a very good Detroit Lion team. I think it's rightfully deserved. And, Kyle, one of the positions you always pay.
Yeah, see, of the positions you do always pay, pass rusher makes a ton of sense because usually pass rushers are on really good teams. The Lions, Aiden Hutchinson's on a very good team. Myles Garrett, chalked in, took the money. He's on a bad team.
Well, hopefully they could turn it around.
Right. TJ Watt is on a good team. Micah Parsons is on a good team, usually on a good team. Even with Dallas, they were on a good roster there. Jacksonville has good edge rushers. Houston has pretty good edge rushers.
Colin, when you're starting a team, it's head coach and quarterback. You want that relationship, and then you work your way down from that. And I think pass rushers high up on that list. Obviously, offensive line. Your stud offensive tackle to protect your quarterback's backside, and a couple of guys to throw to him. I'll even throw a lockdown corner on there as well. But you build out. You get the head coach, you get the quarterback, and I think the defensive end is right after that. And that's how you build your roster.
I kind of think it's an overrated position in terms of not.
On a good
there are so little amounts of game wreckers. How many game wreckers are in the league?
Here's the thing: the Packers, as much as I kind of was sick of hearing about how the Packers got the preseason Lombardi for getting Micah Parsons, they made that deal to win a Super Bowl, right? If you're a great team, you need that cornerstone edge rusher that's going to get after the quarterback. I mean, I dare you to fight. I think Kansas City might be an outlier, but they have Chris Jones. Jones, and for even with the Rams before, they had Donald. They had Aaron Donald. So you always have someone on that defensive line that's going to be able to wreck a game. I love that you call them game wreckers because that's exactly what they are.
Isn't that term thrown around a little loosely?
All right, tell me someone who doesn't deserve the. I guess tell me a player.
Josh Hines Allen.
Okay, yeah,
not a game wrecker.
Sure, agree.
Agree. Is Will Anderson a game wrecker?
He is paired up with the former Minnesota Vikings.
Danielle Hunter.
That's why. They have a solid core of 2 guys who at any point can get after the quarterback. That's a good situation.
Jared Verse, is he a game wrecker? Is Max Crosby a game wrecker?
He's good, though. Verse is good. I think Crosby is. Crosby's more like Garrett. He took a contract on a bad team.
Let's define your game wreckers. Myles Garrett is a game wrecker.
He's the best in the league.
Yeah, he's the best in the league. Myles Garrett is a game wrecker. Is Trey Hendrickson a game wrecker? I know he led the league in sacks. Is he really a game wrecker?
Good player on a bad defense. Is that fair to say?
I don't think that's unfair.
I don't remember when Cincinnati was trying to get rid of him.
It's hard to judge him because there's not a lot around him.
My issue is if the Browns were openly, say the Browns, the Steelers, the Lions, were openly trying to trade their star edge rushers, you'd have teams lining up like Green Bay did with Micah Parsons. Why weren't teams lining up for Trey Hendrickson? Because I feel like teams didn't think the juice was worth the squeeze. If a team would have went out and traded for Hendrickson, It would have been a trade and a re-sign immediately to a brand new deal, just like how the Green Bay Packers did with Michael Parsons. I guess that's my pushback a little bit on Hendrickson, because by the way, great player, former FAU Owl, but at the same time, no one was willing to trade with the Bengals. Maybe the Bengals were asking for, quote, too much. Maybe people didn't want to deal with an organization like the Bengals, who a lot of people did not like the way they've handled their business in the past. But I think a player like that who goes onto the market should have found a new team immediately. You didn't see any teams trying to trade for Trey Hendrickson.
If you're going to give all this money to a huge player, you got to make sure, because here's the thing. Max Crosby this year, I mean, he's played 7 games. He's got 4 sacks. And I'm not saying you can't just chalk it up to the sacks. He's getting double-teamed. He's on a bad defense. The other teams are running the ball all the game. It's hard for him to succeed.
I feel like double-digit sacks at the position is good. And you think he's on? We're at the just a little bit over the halfway point. If he gets to 10, I think that's a solid.
Here are the sack leaders for this year. Myles Garrett's at 10. Brian Burns, quietly, also at 10 sacks, same amount as Myles Garrett, which is very impressive. But on top of that, Byron Young of the Los Angeles Rams, he is at 9. You had Nick Bonito, who is who just got paid this offseason, who has been a star. He has been a game wrecker for the Denver Broncos. Then you have Rashawn Gary and Micah Parsons. Rashawn Gary is the beneficiary of Micah Parsons. Parsons is at 6.5 sacks, while Rashawn Gary is at 7.5 sacks.
And Parsons, dare I say, and listen, I told you I was sick of the talk before the season, but he's a great player. And he's playing with an epidural in his back basically all season long. So I give him a lot of credit.
So I just sit here and say, when you're going to give the guy $180 million, you're going to give him $150 million, you're going to pay him $35 million annually and give him 75% of his contract fully guaranteed. I think the term game wrecker is very loosely thrown around. And I don't necessarily say that these guys are not worth it, because obviously if you just watch Myles Garrett, I mean, he completely changes the football game. So does Micah Parsons. Those guys are perennial first-team All-Pros.
Yep.
I think Aiden Hutchinson is sort of in that category. He is a great player. So maybe he's closer to being a game wrecker than he is not. But there are other guys who have up years, down years. A lot of it is situational.
It is, and I'm interested to see what Hendrickson's next step's going to be after this season. It's a 1-year deal, and he's definitely. He did
it off the point so he could get unrestricted free agency next year.
And to that point, I was going to say I could almost guarantee you he's not going to be on the Bengals next year. So I'm interested to see the contract that he signs, because look at the deal that Hutch just signed, right? It's not the most money over how many years, but it's the most guaranteed money, you said? And apologies for loosely talking about the contract language, but most guaranteed cash, not the most money in general. So who's the next guy out? It's always the next guy to get paid usually gets the record-breaking money. I don't know if Hendrickson is a guy who gets the record-breaking money. Is that fair to say? I don't think he does. I think it would have happened this offseason. The Bengals would have traded him, and it would have been a sign-and-trade kind of thing.
And the one thing is Micah Parsons signed a contract that was probably way above market price. Packers really wanted to pay him. They gave him about $4 million more.
Parsons is better than right?
He's much better.
Okay, all right.
Like 100 times better. He's an all.
That's why I think
he'll be an All-Pro again this year.
That's why I think he got the money he did. That's why,
and he's worth it. He is a game wrecker.
Yes.
I'm not denying.
I'm not trying to disrespect Trey Hendrickson, okay? But at the same time, there are levels to this, and I feel like the levels are Myles Garrett. And listen, Watt hasn't been anything spectacular within the last year and a half.
Watt's getting older, and I think you're seeing that.
You know what I'm saying? He hasn't been the guy he was 2 years ago. So that's why I think it's so impressive with Garrett, who's almost 30 years old, to be able to still doing it at such a high level.
Yeah, I mean, Watt, we're a year removed, 2 years removed from Watt having 19 sacks.
He was unreal.
He had 11.5 last year. He played 17 games. This has been somebody who is really
Steeler fan
dominated, but he's only had 4 this year through 7 games.
And as Steeler fan, I know him well. My best friend Gomer and his dad, Mr. Combs. It's like that's all they do. At the time they go, I don't want him. He's old. That's what the Steeler fan was telling me. Why are you giving an old guy like that much money? His best days are behind him. I would never say. I go, guys, you're crazy for not wanting T.J. Watt. Because at the same time, Myles Garrett was up for a deal.
And he's a great all-around defender, too. Yeah. There are some guys who are pass rush specialists, and all they do is get sacks.
And that's Myles. And let's call a spade a spade. That's what Garrett is. Garrett goes, you know what, to the wall to get to the quarterback. TJ is going to help stop the run as well, to your credit.
Live here at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo on Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. If you are an athlete, want to get your fitness level to the next stage, to the next step, you got to think about not only is it showing up, getting up every morning, going to the gym, doing the physical work, feeling that toll on your body. On top of that, it's the recovery, and it's how you fuel your body. Vitacost Sports Certified Marketplace, it's up. It's built for athletes and fitness enthusiasts who like to train hard and understand what benefits of clean supplementation and nutrition can do for you. Whether you're prepping for a triathlon, you're prepping for a marathon, you're just grinding at the gym, want to put on weight, you're just trying to be a little bit more health conscious, Vitacost is your go-to because their Sports Certified Marketplace has over 400 performance-enhancing supplements. All certified, which means they're free of any banned substances. You know there's nothing funny business going on, and they all help you level up. When I did my Ironman, I don't know where I would have been without my electrolytes I got from there, without my hydration package, without my protein, without my creatine, you name it. That's all courtesy of Vitacost, and they have the best marketplace I could find, and I did my research. Vitacost.com/sport-certified to make your purchase today. Use code ESPN20 for 20% off. That's ESPN20 for 20% off on Vitacost Sports Certified Marketplace. Level up your game today. We'll do a little 5 and 5 on the other side of things. It's Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Damian Perez. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Get ready, South Florida. It's the 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl. Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at FAU's Flagler Credit Union Stadium. Two of the best group of 5 teams go head-to-head in the ultimate holiday showdown. Over 150 players have gone from this field to the NFL. Who's next? Visit BocaRatonBowl.com for the latest, including when tickets will go on sale. The 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl, Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at Flagler Credit Union Stadium.
In sports and in life, how you move matters. So when injuries or pain get in the way, the orthopedic specialists at HSS Florida provide world-class care to get you moving again. From non-surgical and surgical care to personalized rehabilitation, HSS Florida offers the same quality and expertise you expect from HSS, the world's #1 in orthopedic care. With 2 convenient locations in West Palm Beach and Wellington. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida. Choose better, move better.
Gators fans, there are only 2 more chances to catch Florida football live in the Swamp this season. Join us for Military Appreciation Day versus Tennessee on November 22nd and Florida State for Senior Day on November 29th. Visit FloridaGators.com to get your tickets today. Go Gators!
I'm Ellie Anajar of Anajar and Levine. Injured in a car crash? Never rush to settle with insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Our experienced legal team will fight to win you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Ellie Anajar, for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Football season is here, and the ultimate game day headquarters is Twin Peaks. Whether it's college Saturdays or NFL Sundays, catch every kickoff, every touchdown, every Hail Mary right here at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. From scratch-made favorites to ice-cold 29-degree draft beers, Twin Peaks is delivering all the winning plays. Looking for a stronger lineup? No one does game day like Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks, come for the game, stay for the experience.
During football season, interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the field, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the trusted MVP since 2006. Visit EDSisyes.com today, kick off your game day comfort, and don't sweat the small stuff.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo. We get Damian Perez keeping us up over the airwaves back in West Palm. We're down in Fort Lauderdale at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show with Autograph Yacht Group at Las Olas Marina. bought a beautiful vessel and a yacht that I thought would be $100 million. Turns out it's about $2 million.
It's the Azimuth. It's the Azimuth model.
That's how it goes. But with the Game 5 tonight on the World Series side of things, you get the NBA full swing, got good college football this week, and college basketball is on the horizon. Don't tell anybody. And then on top of that, you have the NFL, which is tomorrow with the Dolphins at home at Hard Rock against the Baltimore Ravens. You could bet all this on the Hard Rock Bet app.
Absolutely. And we had the Sports Equinox a couple of days ago. There's no better time to download the Hard Rock Bet app. I mentioned numerous times, throughout our Hard Rock lives. You got the Florida Panthers home. We're the home of the Palm Beach home of the Florida Panthers. So, listen, download that Hard Rock app, download that ESPN South Florida app, and let's have some fun betting on some Panther hockey while listening on that ESPN South Florida app. Also, Colin mentioned the World Series. I got rocked last night. I took the Dodgers. I'm going to double down, though. I'm going to take the Dodgers again and that run line. I think that lineup shows up. I think Ohtani shows up. And I think Blake Snell gets a little revenge after getting rocked for 5 runs all the way back in game 1 in Toronto. So that's kind of my play of the night. I like the Dodgers. I like Blake Snell. You got player props on there, too, for the World Series. Take that Blake Snell over 5 innings, over strikeouts. I'm going to be all over that stuff on the Hard Rock Bet app. And there's no better time to download it because if you're new and you deposit $5, you win that first bet, you get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That is our good friends at Hard Rock Bet. NHL, NBA, college football, NFL, MLB World Series. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you're concerned about gambling, call 1-833-PLAY-WISE. That's 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
The Florida Panthers, who lost again last night. They were able to beat the Golden Knights over the weekend, but lost in a shootout to the Ducks, 3-2. They fought a 5-5-1. She's got 11 points through about a little over 10 games, to 11 games to this point in the season. You missed Barkov yesterday. I think that was evident during a shootout scenario. But nonetheless, let's bounce around a little bit. Let's have a little fun. Let's buy 5, presented by Flagler Credit Union.
5 topics.
High 5.
5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's get out of here.
Endless takes.
You can't handle the truth.
All gas, no brakes.
And it's shaking big time.
It's time for the 5 at 5.
Hold on to your butts.
Presented by Flagler Credit Union, proud supporter of FAU athletics. Number 1.
Kyle, we are inching closer to the trade deadline, and we have some action. The Eagles trade John Mechie III to the Jets for Michael Carter II. So we have some movement on the NFL side as far as guys re-signing. We'll get to Aiden Hutchinson in a second. But, Kyle, we do have a trade. The Eagles trading John Mechie III to the Jets for Michael Carter II. In your eyes, Colin, in your eyes.
Is that running back depth for the Eagles? How about that?
What do you think with the Eagles making this trade? And it's going to be an NFL-heavy 5 at 5 today, presented by our great friends at Flagler Credit Union. What are the Eagles? Is there anything else they need to trade for? Is there anything else they need to tinker with?
Can Brandon Graham still play? I mean, they picked him up off the street. We know how he's a franchise great, but he's back. And he's going to be playing edge rusher for them. They need edge rusher help after losing Nolan Smith for the year. They have the interior. We know that. But can they keep it up on the edges? Now, the Phillies are a pretty well-constructed team. They got everything kind of working out. They have a little bit of a hole in the secondary with no Darius Slay, but I think they're getting better with that. Can they continue rushing the quarterback? I'm surprised Michael Carter. They have receivers, A.J. Brown or not. They have guys. They have tight ends. They have running backs. But outside of the pass rushers, and I don't know if they're not in the market for one. I'd be surprised if they were at least. Because you could always use more pass rushers. Right. I don't know where else they would look. But, I mean, the only one that really comes glaring to mind are pass rushers.
But, yeah, we are inching closer to that trade deadline. And, Damian, that leads us into number 2.
Number 2.
Kyle, what team in the NFL needs to make a deal and what position?
So wide receivers are the ones that are really getting thrown around. 2 weeks ago, everybody thought the Patriots needed to go get a guy. But Kayshon Boutte, the LSU receiver, has done he's been absolutely sensational the last couple weeks, at least in deep ball and getting touchdowns on the board. But that's always been a team that has been flirtatious with getting an additional receiver. I wonder if Jacksonville will make a move for a receiver as a team that definitely needs receiver help, Travis Hunter or not. So that's another team you look at. And on top of that, I mean, the Giants were talking about upgrading post Malik Neighbors after the last 2 weeks and 2 straight losses. I'm not sure if they're still on that wave. I was thinking about the Packers making a move too, but Packers are getting healthy too.
Yeah,
Romeo Doubs is back. They're going to get Jaden Reed back in a couple weeks. They just got Christian Watson back. The receivers is where you keep your eye on. Are they going to move Chris Olave, guys like that?
I think the Steelers have to do something to win that division. I think Baltimore picked up a lot of steam and momentum.
Yeah, they
with
need
the
offense.
Ravens.
They need offense.
I think it's clear that Aaron Rodgers could use another target. You mentioned Chris Olave. Listen, as much as I can't stand the Steelers and love my Buckeyes, Chris Olave makes a lot of sense.
He would be a no-brainer.
Makes a lot of sense, but I wonder what you give up. They traded it. Kyle, here's the thing. The Steelers traded a second-round pick for DK Metcalf in the offseason. And then they traded George Pickens
for a second-round pick
to Dallas. So, now you're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
I would say,
do you trade that second-round pick you got to Dallas for Olave? It's probably what it'll cost.
His market. I'd be surprised if they gave him more than the third.
There's no way. I was
getting him for a half a year, third or fourth round pick. I feel like you should do it.
But the Saints will certainly try to get that second-round pick. But that's probably where I would go. Story number 2, presented by Flagler Credit Union. What team has to make a deal for the deadline, and what position? I would say Steelers at that wide receiver spot. Let's get into number 3, Damian Perez.
Number 3.
Well, Colin, sticking with the NFL, we all saw that disgusting injury, or rather disturbing injury, from Scadaboo, running back for the New York Giants. You mentioned you don't think the Giants are going to go out and kind of make a deal after that. My question to you, because I'm fascinated by this, you think Brian Dable so far has done enough, him and Joe Sheen? So remember, Joe Sheen, GM of the Giants, and Brian Dable, head coach of the New York Giants, they were up there as far as job security. Are they going to be around after the season? Have you seen enough? And do you think owner Mara has seen enough to maybe keep these guys around?
2 things. Number 1, I don't think I've seen enough personally. Number 2 is I think you're not going to know to the end of the year. I think it's going to be how they progress throughout the year. Losing Scadaboo hurts. As long as Jackson Dart is healthy, I think it's going to be the progression of the offense, the progression of the team. And no Neighbors too. Do they consistently take steps forward? Are they not going to go on losing skids? Will they be competitive week in and week out? I think the more you see stuff like that, the more of a chance that we're going to see Dable and Shane stay. But I sit here and say, you can't judge them for losing to the Eagles. They already beat the Eagles.
Right.
So, that's okay. You're allowed to lose that game in Philadelphia. But, that Denver loss, I know it was a good game in terms of how they played. Can't lose games like that. That's a coaching game. So I'm not sure if they'll want to play around and do the dance again. But I think you're not going to know until the end of the year.
I think a lot of it comes down to Dart. And I think you gotta go 5 or 6 games. You go under that, you're not coming back. Why prove to me that you belong back by winning 5-6 games and looking competitive? Now, I will say this. The officiating in that Eagles and Giants game was the biggest.
Didn't change the game.
It didn't, but it was
it changed that drive. It probably maybe changed them staying in the game, but they couldn't get a stop.
I just feel like a lot of that stuff is momentum, Kyle. That's why I think it did change the game. But I agree to disagree. We both agree that they need to do more, and that's winning football games and making sure that Jackson Dart stays healthy and continues down the right trend for the New York Giants. Damian, let's do number 4. Story number 4. This is a 5 at 5 presented by our great friends at Flagler Credit Union. Let's go over to college football, Colin. Ton of coaches owed a lot of money. Fired coaches owed a lot of money. $168 million are owed to fired college football coaches this season. Kyle, do universities have to take a step back and look at how they offer the guaranteed money to the head coaches? Because this is insane. Florida State can't afford to get rid of Mike Norvell, and they're the biggest embarrassment in the sport right now because you got LSU who fired Brian Kelly with a record of 34 and about 14, and then you got James Franklin fired from Penn State who went to a college football semifinal last year. So do you think that schools need to look into how they're handling these coaching contracts with $168 million still on the book guarantee?
This is talking about market and you talk about leverage. So the market for coaches is you got to hire them for multi-year deals. You got to sign them for 7 to 10 years. And on top of that, you need to sign them for an annual contract of within the range these days for a big school, $9 to $12 million. So you're talking about making $8 to $12 million over a 8, 9, 10-year period. That's where the market stands for a high-end college football coach. Now you got to ask yourself, are there moments in time that brings the market down a little bit? Maybe the exodus of big-time coaches at big-time schools and the lack thereof of big-time replacements maybe will bring the market down a little bit. But I think the fact is that there's only a couple really great coaches on the market that are willing to move jobs, that are not at like the core 7 that are safe. And outside of Lane Kiffin, how many current coaches are great no-brainer upgrades for huge jobs? There's not that many. So because of that, the market demands that there's a low supply for a high demand. There's a lot of schools that need coaches, and there's probably not a lot of coaches that could fill these voids. That also means if Lane Kiffin were to leave, he's going to get 10 years. He is going to get $12 million a year, and we're going to call it a day.
I agree.
And that unfortunately is going to be the truth of it, because let's say Lane Kiffin goes to LSU and doesn't succeed, and they want to get rid of him in 3 years. They got to cough up $90 million. But that's the price it takes to get Lane to leave Ole Miss, and that is where the market price currently lies for these coaches. And I don't think it's a good thing, but I don't know how you could change it, because it's almost like a union thing. The coaches and the agents all know each other. They're all going to say, let's keep raising the ante.
Let me answer, because that was well said, partner, and I agree with every word you said. And to answer my own question, it's only going to get worse. That number will be 220 next year. Right? I mean, I don't expect some big fishes to get fired year in and year out, but the next time this giant exodus of college football coaches happens again from their current programs, I guarantee it'll be in the realm of 230. It's only going to get worse because the market's only going up. And I love what you said about Lane Kiffin. Yeah, it's going to take, you're going to have to 2X almost. What's he making at Ole Miss? 7, 8? Yeah, you give him $13 million to go to LSU. I know he said to the media it's not about the money. Dude, $13 million a year. You're going to see Lane Kiffin at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show next year, looking at the $28 million a year.
Not at this side. Down
the other
there,
side.
Yeah, the other side with the super.
Where the big fish are.
The super
right?
yachts, the mega yachts, and the giga yachts.
Yeah, and he's going to, guess what? He's going to be wearing his LSU polo. So it's only going to get worse before it gets better. Dame, let's go into number 5 to wrap things up.
Number 5.
This is story at number 5, presented by Flagler Credit Union, the 5 at 5 on Russo and Rizzo today. We are live at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show with the Autograph Group, and we're having a great time. We're having a fantastic time. Colin, my question to you, after getting the grand tour from Andrew over at Autograph, what was your favorite boat? What was your favorite boat that you
I like
saw
the boat
today?
we're sitting in, truly.
The Azimut?
I'm not just saying that. The Azimut S7 2024. Reed Burke helping us out with that. I think that the boat we're sitting in is perfect in the sense that it's comfortable. I think boats can get too big. You don't want a boat that needs 15 people in order to keep it running. That's what I don't think you need. You don't need 35 people running the ship and you can just enjoy it. I don't think you need that. These boats can get too big. It's hard to dock it. It's hard to harbor it. Boats that you can control on your own or maybe with the help of 1 or 2 other people, I think are the perfect size of boat if you can afford it. This is the type of boat that I would want. This is like, I think, an 80-foot boat, 75-foot boat. So that I think is.
You're not going mega? You're not going mega?
No.
Mega's 100, right?
Yeah.
You're not going mega?
I think.
You're not going mega?
What are you going to hire 16 people to live on the boat with you? The chef and the 2 captains and the 4 deckhands?
You know which one I like.
Which one do you like?
No.
Oh, the one with the hot tub?
Got to, first off, in order to get that, got to find $2.8 million lying around. And then you got to find the missus. So we could go out into the Atlantic and
find
hang
the
out
misses before you find the boat.
Before the 2.8?
Yeah.
Find the misses before the 2.8?
Yes.
I tend to agree with you on that.
There you go.
Tend to agree with you on that.
That was the 5 and 5 presented by Flagler Credit Union. Mike and I are now new boat people. Back in the game. We'll see if we're going to be lucky enough, fortunate enough to get some boats in the near future. We got Steve Politzino, the Good Karma Brands president, who will join us on the other side of things. First, it's just north of here, the 2025 Boca Raton Bowl. It's going to be kicking off its 12th year. Tuesday, December 23rd, mark your calendars, 2 p.m., Flagler Credit Union Stadium. Game's going to air on ESPN. It's going to have 2 of the biggest and best teams from the group of 5 that are going to battle it out for their chance at the title. More information can be found at BocaRatonBowl.com. Follow along on Twitter at Boca Bowl and Facebook.com/Boca Bowl for more updates as we inch closer to the 2025 Boca Raton Bowl, Tuesday, December 23rd, Flagler Credit Union Stadium. We'll bring in Steve Politzino, the Palm Beach Sports Commission Hall of Famer, and also the president of Good Karma Brands. On the other side of things, it's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Whether it's a clutch touchdown pass, a game-winning dunk, or an impressive dash to the finish, we want to highlight the best performance of the week. The winning performance will receive $500 courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Catch the biggest moments and winners all season long on ESPN 106.3 and ESPN West Palm Play. Nominate them today by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Welcome to being treated like a pro.
Hey guys, Mike Rizzo here. I know you're moving soon. Don't stress it. Call Good Greek for your total relocation solution. From packing and storage to local and long distance moves, Spiro and his team at Good Greek Moving and Storage has you covered from start to finish. Trusted by families, businesses, and teams like the Heat and the Hurricanes for over 2 decades. Make your next move simple, safe, and stress-free.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
Discover a world where luxury meets lifestyle at the Gardens Mall. Encounter a curated blend of designer brands, the latest trends, and elevated amenities. Savor full-service dining, grab a quick bite, or explore interactive experiences around every corner. With award-winning architecture, fine art, and lush landscaping, the Gardens Mall is more than a place to shop, it's a destination to enjoy. Located 1 mile east of I-95 on PGA Boulevard, the Gardens Mall, Palm Beach County's premier shopping destination.
This is the Inter-Miami save of the game.
Left wing, 40 yards out, Nashville. Left attacking third, Corcoran plays through Surridge, and Rios Novo made a save just outside the 6-yard box, upper left of that area. Rios Novo has not been tested much tonight. He was just hoping to get on some of the action.
Brought to you by PNC Bank. PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865.
Your golf tip of the day is presented by the Club at Lost Lake in Hope Sound. Side spin is never good for a putt. Even the slightest rotation left or right can knock your ball offline by feet. To avoid slicing your putt, draw a straight line all the way around your golf ball. Place the ball on the green with the line pointing directly at the hole for a relatively straight putt. When putting, use a smooth pendulum stroke. Hit the ball so that the line rolls end over end. If the line wobbles, side spin is affecting your putt. A great way to practice is with the push drill. Place the putter directly behind the ball and push it straight toward the hole, focusing on a smooth roll. Once you master this, gradually add your backswing to perfect your stroke. A ball that starts online tends to stay online, so take the time to align your shot carefully. Trust the process, and with practice, your consistency will improve dramatically. Remember, every detail matters when it comes to precision. For more on memberships, visit theclubatlostlake.com.
This is ESPN 106.3, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker. Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
This Halloween, the scariest thing on your team shouldn't be your books. Don't be scared. Jay Zolo and Associates is here to exercise your bookkeeping nightmares. With QuickBooks Online and expert care, let Jay Zolo bring your books from RIP to MVP. Let the only skeletons you deal with be the ones in costumes. Visit jzolo.com today. That's JZOLLO.com.
Wing Wednesday. Brought to you by Hurricane Grill and Wings. 30 bold flavors, ice-cold beer, handcrafted cocktails. Your home for sports is Hurricane Grill and Wings. Find your spot at hurricanewings.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies.
Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach. Now, It's time for a little R&R.
Ball into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo.
Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy!
Light him up, Colin!
Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106 with Colin Russo and Mike Rizzo. We're live here at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. Having a good time, seeing a lot of fancy vessels just hanging around here. A lot of these are going to get sold in the next couple days throughout the weekend, so come check it out down here at Las Olas Marina. We're aboard this beautiful Azmut 2024 S7. Having a great time. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Damian Perez. We'll loop in good friend of show. But first, if you miss any of the show today, miss any of Theoretically Speaking, miss any of the extended coverage that we do throughout the week, go download the ESPN South Florida app. It's free to download on the App Store, and it's great because it's got everything. All the beats for South Florida sports. That includes that the Florida Panthers, all the games right there on the app. That's Inter Miami, English and Spanish broadcasts you can catch on the app. If you miss any of Russo and Rizzo or Theoretically Speaking on our weekday programming, you catch that on the app. Miss any of Saturday Tailgate with Mike Rizzo, 9 a.m. on Saturday, you can catch that. And also Sunday Huddle with myself and Cade Chumslin on Sundays. It's all available. It's all basically listenable anywhere in the country on the ESPN South Florida app. Download it today. Steve Politziner, the Good Karma Brand's president, the Palm Beach Sports Commission Hall of Famer, joins us now. Steve, hello. How are you?
Guys, great talking to you.
All right, Steve, we're at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. Tell us a little bit. I'm sure you've been to this a number of times. That's our first question. Have you been? And number two is, are you boat guy?
Yeah, I've been. Boat shows are really fun. The best part about boats is when you have a friend that owns one, because it's so nice to go on somebody else's, because there's a lot of work that goes into a boat. These are very, like, they're unbelievable water vehicles that have just so many different bells and whistles. I love checking out the different offerings. I love walking around and experiencing one. In fact, Colin, I think you should buy one while you're there, and I'd be happy to be a guest on it.
Now, Steve, we got the grand tour from the Autograph Yacht Group, our good buddy Andrew. There are some impressive vessels here. I mean, first off, Colin thought a $2.8 million boat was $300 million.
All right, you're upping the price. I thought it was about $100 million.
No, I mean, Colin was dead wrong on how much a boat and a vessel actually cost.
But was I dead wrong to assume that a 4-story boat with pool deck chairs on the 4th floor with 17 different spots to sit on the boat was going to be more than $3 million? Consider myself a little surprised that is actually what I thought it was $100 million. I didn't realize it was a $3 million boat. I think that's a steal. I think that's go for it. I mean, if you have the finances, go get a boat. Steve, go get a boat. We'll come on it.
Wow. I mean, Colin, it sounds to me like then there's some great value out there. And I think these are some things you may want to take a look at. You're a water guy. You go swimming. So you can go out in your boat, you can anchor it, and then you can do your mile swim, and you can come back, and you'll be out in the ocean. No one will be in your way, no bumping into anybody. I feel like that could be a good move for you.
Steve, how about you're not a boat person? You can never see yourself being a boat owner?
Well, I mean, I'd love to own a boat. I'd love to have a lot of things, but I definitely would love to own it. I just said that I love when my friend has to have a boat, so I can go on it and not have the responsibility of the boat upkeep. But sure, I mean, I'd love to live on the water, have a dock, or have it at a marina, be able to have it, whether it's dry dock, brought down, take it out. I mean, here in South Florida, everybody should have some kind of boat or boat access.
You think Steve would invite us on his boat if he had one?
No.
I think Steve.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, we would be. When Steve's out of town or like one of his kids is having a birthday party on the boat, then Colin and Mike can come in and hang out to the side or something like that. I don't think we'd be invited with the high flyers. I think Steve. Are we wrong there? Would you invite us when you're bringing out the buddies? When you, like you said, you go out and join out somebody's boat. You're not. Are you going to invite Mike and I?
I mean, you guys got some, between the two of you guys got a lot of weird habits. So
what do you mean?
I'm not sure.
What does that even
where
mean?
you'd be on the list of ESPN.
What's my weird? What's a,
I don't know. What
is a weird
are
habit?
You nervous about us scaring off your friends?
Both. I mean, Mike's got the weird. Mike's got the weird stuff with doing his laundry. Colin's got the weird house setup.
Mike Rizzo does too much laundry, and he's not allowed on Steve Politzino's boat.
Yeah, now we're digging. We're digging for. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Steve, it's all right.
Hang on. Here's the thing, Colin. You got invited to Uncle Mark's yacht, but you couldn't go, so we'll get you on the boat.
I forget.
We don't need Uncle Steve.
I forget when that was.
We don't need Uncle Steve. We got Uncle Mark. You can go down there in Boca and go on the boat whenever that.
So in the hypothetical situation where I have a boat that I don't have, that I didn't, I'd roll out the red carpet for you guys. You're offended.
Listen, I think it's a little phony that you're not going to invite us on your hypothetical boat.
Yeah.
If you have a boat and you're not inviting us out on it, I think you join our show once a week. You're a part of our program. I think at the least you could do is just get us the floaties, and we can hang off to the side. We can hang out in the back. We
just
can go
pull me off
with
the barge.
Kids.
Pull me off the barge.
Steve, we'll drive the boat. I think the fact that we're not invited is a little fun.
I feel like Mike's the kind of guy that would wear like a life jacket the whole time. Just out of some kind of nerve.
Steve, I'm an excellent swimmer. You're dead wrong there. I am an excellent swimmer.
I've
never seen you swim.
Even after we're docked. I have you like even
my
after
mother,
we're docked. Like
Steve,
the shoulder floaties.
Steve, I'd be saving you.
No.
Uncle Steve, I am a 5-time gold medalist at the Strongsville Community Champs in the breaststroke. I'd be saving you, brother. My mother made me do that godforsaken swim team until I was 14 years old so she could gossip with her girlfriends. Okay, her and Auntie Janet.
I don't know,
You're
man.
dead wrong
you
there.
seem like kind of
You're
guy
dead
that's
wrong
like
there.
be real nervous. I feel like you'd be nervous being the wave.
I'll do a
pool at the
backflip.
Rapids.
Steve, I'll do a backflip off the front of the bow, and you'll see how nervous I am. Now, Uncle Steve, I did find my future boat. It had the hot tub in the front. I asked Colin earlier, I'm going to ask you the same question. Do you think I should scrap up the $2.8 million first, then find the girlfriend to go on the boat with, or find the girlfriend first and then get the $2.8 million? How do you think I should do this?
I mean, you know what? If you feel like you have to buy a $2.8 million boat to get a girlfriend, I think it says everything about you. I think we just learned.
All right.
It's to get the girl. And then you
So
do
girl
what
first.
you
There
So-
is something
you
true.
enjoy
She
together.
might be there for the boat. She might not be there for you.
But boating.
Am I
God,
understanding
you're so far away
girl
from it.
first,
You're
then
so far
boat?
away from it.
Far away from what? Getting a boat? Can't you control that in some capacity?
I think he said I'm so far away from getting a girl. Hey, listen, you might be onto
Talking about
something
the boat or the
there. But
girlfriend?
at the same time, Steve, all right, so you're girl first, then boat. Fair play to
I
you.
agree with that. She
Yeah,
might
I
be
kinda
there
do.
for the boat.
And I did
She might
too.
be there for the boat.
Never know.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
mean,
fun little hot tub. Need someone to go in with.
Don't you want her to like love you for you? And also, let's just say you meet somebody and she's great, but she has a seasickness thing. Like then what?
That's
Then
not going to
what?
stop
But
you.
you're not gonna your relationship's gonna break up. You're like, I'm sorry, I love you, you're the love of my life, but I bought this boat, so I need someone that can go out with me every weekend.
Well,
Take some
we can hang at the
Dramamine.
marina. Uncle Steve,
You
we
hang
can
out at the marina every Sunday when you
we'll
take
have
the boat out.
No,
just get
no.
her a lawn chair on the side of
No,
the marina.
you guys are dead wrong. You have a marina party. If she doesn't like going out on a boat, she could be on the boat when it's docked at the marina. We're swaying a little bit back and forth.
Be on the harbor. She could be on the harbor.
Like what we're doing, brother. We're on the dock right now, having a great time with the autograph.
Or
yacht
Steve,
crew.
or Mike just gets a
Are
bigger
there
boat
pictures
that
of
doesn't
you guys?
sway
I
as
haven't
much.
seen the social media. Are there pictures of you guys out
Go,
there?
Uncle Steve, go to @ESPN West Palm's YouTube page, and you're going to see me lounging it on the beautiful Azimuth yacht, brokered by our good buddy Reed.
Now, Steve, a big thing here, number one, is there are big distinctions in terms of size, in terms of boats. I don't know if you know a lot of boat people, but this is a yacht that we're on, I believe. I
Yeah,
could be
it's a
wrong.
yacht. No,
This
it's
is
a yacht. Correct.
And then I think it goes to super yacht, and then it goes to mega yacht, and then it goes to giga yacht. And apparently, it's like DEFCON 1. It's like a big derogatory term if you say that somebody's mega yacht is a super yacht, or you say that somebody's super yacht is a normal yacht. And I'm curious. And we talked to a bunch of guys who sell these boats, and all they tell us is these guys, the average lifespan that they have a singular boat is 28 months because they always want a bigger boat. Their buddy gets a 65 footer, they want the 70.
Yeah.
Then the 70 to a 75.
Well, you know, with Donnie, when you
that's stupid. That's a waste of time.
Uncle Steve, when you got your boat and Donnie pulls up with the Mega and you only have the Super, you know, all of a sudden you're in the market for a boat.
I don't know. I feel like, Steve, I'm curious. Are you like that with any type of item? Are you a guy you need to get a better car? Do you compare yourself?
That. No, I'm not, and maybe that's wrong. To each his own. But I'm not like on the first tee of the golf course and someone's like, "Oh, I got the new driver." I'm not. Oh, I guess I better get the new driver. I don't think that the material item has to define you. Obviously, Mike thinks differently. Because he thinks he needs a boat with a hot tub before he can even
Hang on, not a boat, a yacht, Steve. I need a yacht with a hot tub, and then I get the girlfriend. Correct.
Yeah. I mean, like, in Colin, the other side thinks, like, you know, living in a hostel with 20 people is also, you know, super attractive. So
Steve's been dead wrong today. Another one where he's dead wrong.
It's all right.
Another one where
you want to know?
dead wrong.
You want to know where Uncle Steve isn't dead wrong, or youth basketball league? Because I can tell you what, Steve, we got our first practice tonight.
Have you had your first practice yet, Steve? You're coaching against us in the 7th and 8th grade league up in Gardens for youth basketball. Have you had your first practice yet?
My practice will be right before your practice, just like it was last year.
Wow.
Uncle Steve,
classic.
Uncle
He
Steve,
likes
I'll tell you
competition.
what.
He's big on this. He's big on this.
That's exactly. Steve said it. He wants to keep an eye on us.
That's a waste of time.
He wants to make
Steve's
sure.
an opponent this
year.
year.
Uncle Steve.
He's the opposition this year.
Well, yeah, I know. Listen,
and you know, Steve.
No Belichick. No Spygate, Steve.
You know, the thing about Steve is Steve schedules extra practices. So these guys are going to have 2 days, you know, before school, after school.
We're going to be rested.
3-4 days a week.
We're rested.
He's going the Parcells route. And instead for us, we're going to practice once a week. And we're going to take teams to the woodshed.
As you have your one scheduled practice, and you can practice as much as you like above and beyond. Look, if you guys want to put in the minimum, then put in the minimum. You know,
I would. If I was a youth player, I would not. I would request a trade off of Steve's team. When Steve schedules his 5th practice in the first week, I would request a trade.
Now, Steve, are you in the installation? Are you in the install phase where you're installing your offense and you're installing your defense?
He's going to come with a whole plan. He's going to come with 3 assistant coaches.
At my public-facing practices, I mean, you'll see nothing. I have my private practices where we'll do right now.
Where, at your own personal gym? Instead of a boat, Steve bought a personal gym.
We got 7th and 8th grade. Yeah. It's like when they would play the games on the USS, you know, whatever.
On the aircraft carrier.
Yeah, exactly.
They had to cancel the game because of the dew point. Yeah, they had to cancel the game, Steve.
Yeah, I would request a trade if I was on Steve's team.
Well, Steve,
and he schedules his 5th practice in a week, and we're going on a boat, and then Steve doesn't invite the team out.
Maybe you send me out an hour early, and I keep an eye on Steve.
Do a scouting report?
Maybe I keep an eye on Uncle Steve.
We got to tune Steve's team up. That's going to be our Super Bowl.
It is.
We got to
make
make
sure our Super Bowl.
We got to make sure.
I want cameras there.
I can lose every game. I can lose every game. We have to beat Steve.
I want ESPN Play. Kate Chumslin. I want cameras there. I want the whole thing there when we take down Uncle Steve.
Steve thinks he's Pat Riley.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, Uncle Steve thinks he's going to take us to the woodshed. They got another thing coming. He's got another thing.
Well, after I heard the whining and complaining all last year, as did everyone who listens to this show, we had to make sure we set you up with a team that's ready to win.
Hang on, set us up. Colin drafted that team
this year.
Colin, defend us.
100% true. I drafted my team this year.
You will not hear us complain about that.
This is our team.
Yeah.
Last year, for example, Steve actually drafted our team for us, and then the first thing he said is, "These guys are all friends." There's your positive. I'm like, well, any basketball players? Not many. Great kids. We loved our team, but we won one game over the whole years. It wasn't, and we had 5 free agents that were added to our team as well. Steve knows these kids, because he's got his son Evan is going to be playing in this league as well.
Yeah, I'm going to try to trade for Evan. By the way, I want Evan on our team.
So, Steve, how about this? You actually think we'll have a good team this year, I assume, right?
Yeah, I think you guys are going to be very competitive, and you're going to be one of those early teams that a lot of people have high hopes for. Definitely Steve, one of those front runners.
Will you be bothered if and when we beat your team?
I mean, I'd be bothered if I ever lose. But I'd also be
you know what I'm trying to say. You lose to us, you'll never hear the end of it.
No, No, not at all. I'd be happy. You guys are volunteering your time. You're not like dads. You don't have kids. You don't have to do this. You want to do this. You're giving back. I think you're a great role model. It doesn't mean we're going to roll over so you can beat us, but I would take solace in that you guys are you suffered a tough season last year. I'd be happy. I would be very happy for you both. If you're wondering, would you get over on me and it would bother me? No, I'd be very happy for you guys.
Dude, Uncle Steve has his own playbook for us. He's not running plays against the riffraff.
Snapping clipboards left and right.
No.
Like
Steve,
Bobby Knight throwing the chair onto the court.
Steve has plays specifically just for when he plays us. That's my 2 cents.
You think it's going to be a whole different game plan?
I think Uncle Steve might run circles around us. We got to make sure we're prepared. We got to make sure.
I think we're going to beat Steve. I think his team's going to get nervous.
But listen, we got to make sure we're prepared for Steve because he's going to be ready.
I think his team's going to get nervous.
He's going to be ready for us.
All right. We'll see. Now, Steve, World Series Game 5 tonight. Have you been surprised with how the Blue Jays have played? Number one, number two. Who do you have favored the last 3 games potentially of this series?
Well, not surprised. Like the Blue Jays have gotten there with this timely hitting and random performances from pitchers. They've just been pressing the right buttons all year. I have loved the series because of the drama in it and stars. I mean, it's been great. It's been great to see Vlad. It's been great to see people emerge. What I think is best for baseball is for the Dodgers to lose in Game 7 of the World Series this year. That would be great for baseball because you have this team that's built, right, and that is a payroll that's twice anybody else, international stars, and it's great if they could get there. But if they win, I think nobody's excited except Dodgers fans. No baseball fans aren't excited. Because it's all right, the Dodgers bought this incredible team and it worked out. But if they lose, it's ha-ha. Everybody else, every other team, it's probably the same way people feel about the Yankees. That to me would be the best thing as a baseball fan for baseball would be for the Dodgers to lose in Game 7 of the World Series, preferably in dramatic fashion.
I tend to agree with Steve there. What did we say before? We were kind of hoping that the Dodgers would rock them so things would change so the Dodgers can't get such a competitive advantage. I like where Steve's head is at with the World Series.
Yeah, I root for the chaos. So I think we're past the point where the Dodgers can dominate and then the payroll disparity cannot be as glaring as it once was. I think now I just want to see a classic World Series. I think that's what the whole goal is. The rest of the way.
And I feel like the World Series has had some years it's just totally drowned out, and it's not like it hasn't been a whirlwind NFL or college football season. There's a lot of drama going on in both of those. Even the start of the NBA to me feels like it has more buzz than it has had in the last few years, whether it's because of the new networks, whether it's because of, a lot of stars going off early in the year, Wemby, whatever. But I feel like baseball has hung in there with some visibility throughout this. Obviously, the 18-inning game, but just the general heroics so far in the World Series have kept it up there.
Steve Politzino with us. Steve, did you stay up for that 18-inning game?
Nah, not to the end of that game. Are you crazy? Who stayed up to the end of that game?
Colin did. Uncle Steve, I would have been up, but we had an early morning. I got about an hour and a half of sleep. My body shut down at about 10 o'clock.
Look at that, Steve blowing off the game. How about that?
I mean, Steve's he's the
Colin,
president of the company.
You watched the whole game?
Yeah.
Colin, you watched the whole game.
He did. Steve, he did. Give him credit.
I was texting in our Russo and Rizzo chat, and once the text started stacking and nobody else started responding at around the 11th inning, that's when I realized that was in no man's land.
Steve, I don't blame you. You're one of the leaders of the company. We need you ready to go in the mornings.
I think Steve should have watched the game. That's my problem.
He's got to pee next week.
All right. You sleep.
You know what I did? I listened to Unsportsmanlike and heard a great recap of what I missed the night before.
You think they stayed up for the game? You think they stayed up for the game?
I'm not sure, but I think they were up when the game was going on. When the game was finishing, I think they were up.
All right. Steve, what's going on with Duffy's?
Well, Duffy's has it all for you guys this football season, or is it baseball season still, or NBA season? Whatever it is to you, it is right now. The barbecue pulled pork nachos, the Duffy's Double Smash Burger, and then, of course, you can add the touchdown tots 2 different ways with the buffalo chicken or the OG cheeseburger tots. And the award-winning wings, you always know the award-winning wings at Duffy's. 17 different flavor profiles to choose from. 2-for-1 drinks all day, the game day buckets, and, of course, your favorite game on any of the 80 TVs at your local Duffy's. No one does it like Duffy's at Duffy's Sports Grill. Our game is always on. I'll see you guys on the court tonight. You going to make it from Fort Lauderdale? Are you
We're in a tough spot.
Don't worry, we're gonna hustle.
Steve, we're in a tough spot here.
When
right?
we're there live, we're gonna be there right when it starts, and we're gonna be ready to put on a heck of a practice. And you're gonna be sitting there thinking, "Boy, oh boy, did I make a mistake coaching in this league alongside these two?" That's what you're gonna be.
Yeah.
Steve,
did you even reach out to the parents yet? Have you guys even
communicated
with your team?
Steve, can I be honest with you quickly?
I mean, you two dopes. I got a text from Colin yesterday. I'm not getting any emails from the league. Riz is nowhere to be found. The people who run the whole thing are like, Steve, didn't these people coach last year? Very embarrassing.
Hang on, Colin, you put together a great email. I was about to say, you'd be proud of us. That's what I was going to say. But apparently, the rest of the league thinks we're adults.
Yourself?
You think we're a bunch of adults?
You know what? Send it to you. Probably send it to your 2 in the
I've been
morning
called a lot of names today. I'll tell you what, I've been called a lot of names
That's why
today.
I can't take Steve seriously. Steve thinks he's Pat Riley, and I'm looking forward to proving that he is not.
Who'd you text it to? Yeah, I'm getting texts from your own producer saying Colin is sending texts to a chat group that nobody was awake on. I feel like that's your communication with your parents and your basketball team.
Thank you, Steve, as always. Looking forward to talking again next time. Happy birthday to Brian Rowitz, our content boss. That is Steve Palatino, the Good Karma Brands president and Palm Beach Sports Commission Hall of Fame. We got to take a time out here live from the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. Russo Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
The 5 p.m. hour is presented by Good Greek Moving and Storage, the world's only total relocation company. Local or long distance, they've got you covered.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
Get ready, South Florida. It's the 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl. Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at FAU's Flagler Credit Union Stadium. 2 of the best group of 5 teams go head-to-head in the ultimate holiday showdown. Over 150 players have gone from this field to the NFL. Who's next? Visit BocaRatonBowl.com for the latest, including when tickets will go on sale. The 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl, Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at Flagler Credit Union Stadium.
Every family has dreams, a vacation, a new car, or a rainy day fund. With a Boost savings account from Flagler Credit Union, your dreams can become reality. Earn up to 3.25 annual percentage yield with no minimum balance, no monthly fees, and easy access to your funds. Whether you're saving for life's big moments or everyday expenses, a Boost savings account helps you reach your goals faster. Open a Boost savings account today and start boosting your future at Flagler Credit Union. Boost checking is required. Other qualifications apply. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Wing Wednesday, brought to you by Hurricane Grill and Wings. 30 bold flavors, ice-cold beer, handcrafted cocktails. Your home for sports is Hurricane Grill and Wings. Find your spot at hurricanewings.com.
More than the county's largest employer, the School District of Palm Beach County is a community.
I graduated from the School District of Palm Beach County, and now I'm shaping the future in the A-rated district that shaped me.
This job gives me stability, great benefits, and a schedule that works for my family.
I'm proud to be where diversity is celebrated and professional development helps us grow.
From competitive salaries and the Florida retirement system to making a difference in the lives of our children. Join the School District of Palm Beach County at palmbeachschools.org/careers.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
It's Thursday. New Hard Rock Bet rewards are dropping.
Nice. Ed Reed, you in?
The only thing I drop is receivers and mics.
Ed, we're talking bonus bets, deposit matches, parlay insurance.
Oh, okay. I'll do that kind of drop.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets. Not a cash offer. Offered by Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Experience the power and prestige of the new 2025 Range Rover Sport P530 Dynamic SE. Now available for lease at just $15.29 a month for 36 months. With $89.95 due at signing, you'll be behind the wheel of true luxury and performance. But hurry, offers like this don't last forever. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and drive the future of sophistication. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. We're live on site. We're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X at ESPN West Palm. Also on the ESPN South Florida app, which you can download today. Live from the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show with Autograph Yacht Group at Las Olas Marina down here in Fort Lauderdale aboard a beautiful 2024 Azimut S7. 2024 Azimut S7. Get Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Damian Perez back at City Play Studios. Steve Politzino, who just joined us, our Palm Beach Sports Mission Hall of Famer, and a good conference.
Called me weird in so many terms.
He called us dopes.
Yeah, dolts. No, dolts.
Dopes.
I thought dolt, D-O-L-T. Dolts.
Is that a word?
I think that's
jokes.
New York.
That's
dolts is New York jargon. Damian Perez back at the City Place Studios. Isn't it?
Dopes.
Didn't he say D-O-L-T?
He said dopes.
I think he said
a stupid person. No. So
dope
D-O-L-T means a stupid person.
I think dope.
Regardless, yeah, Steve was very critical of Russo and Rizzo today.
Yeah,
that was chaos. That was pure chaos.
He doesn't think we're
Steve
big-time coaches, and he's not inviting. If he gets a boat from down here at the yacht show, he's not inviting.
I told you, we got Uncle Mark and the Miss Amy. We got the Miss Amy to go on anyway.
Steve's not invited.
He's not invited, correct. Because he wouldn't invite us on his hypothetical boat. And he's also not invited to my hypothetical hot tub boat when I find my sweetheart.
You got to find your girlfriend and then get the boat.
I don't think that's how it works. I think it's boat first, then girl, but,
You need to find somebody who's not there for the boat. You need to find the girlfriend and then surprise her with the boat.
Yeah. Might be onto something.
We'll see.
Regardless, that boat was unbelievable. That was, listen, the Autograph Yacht Group, amazing time today. Absolute amazing time today. I love that hot tub. I'm gonna make enough money to get that damn boat one day.
Hey, you're so into just get a normal hot tub. You don't need a hot tub on a boat.
No, but dude, there's a hot tub and then a hot tub on a yacht. Imagine having a hot tub on a yacht, dude.
I don't.
Guy's got a yacht.
I don't need a boat. I don't think I need a boat.
I need a boat.
You need a boat.
I need a boat.
You need a girlfriend.
I need $2.8 million. Hot tub on a yacht, then the girl.
We could go. I could come on the boat. Damian Perez could come on the boat.
Of course.
Steve Politzino, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
I mean, he called me a dolt.
A dope.
Dolt.
If you missed any of the show today, you can go listen back on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, all those great places. Just go to Russo and Rizzo. We'll be back at it tomorrow. We're going to be live at Hard Rock Stadium for a little Thursday night football action between the Ravens and the Dolphins. That should be a whole lot of fun. Looking forward to that preview. Actually, a game that has a little bit of implication because AFC North, a little takeable. Baltimore Ravens, despite being 2-5, there is a path for them. They have an easy schedule, but it starts by beating the Dolphins, who are coming off a good win over Atlanta on Sunday. Once again, download the ESPN South Florida app to catch us wherever you get your shows. That has been Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Damian Perez saying so long. See you next time. See you tomorrow, 4 to 6 p.m. right here on ESPN 106.3.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the 556-67.
5 of the World Series, the Blue Jays and the Dodgers go head-to-head with everything on the line. Coverage starts at 7 right here on ESPN 106.3.
This Halloween, the scariest thing on your team shouldn't be your books. Don't be scared.